Welcome back to Dirty 20, everybody. Today, we're going to talk about 5 hidden secrets in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Let's get on with the show. Welcome back, everybody. Today, before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that we have started a new series here on Dirty 20 on Carnevale Lore. Carnevale is a tabletop miniatures game, which I play and absolutely love. And one of the things that I really enjoy most about it has been the lore. So we have decided to start making some videos about it. Check it out, tell us what you think, and you know what? I think it would make an excellent campaign setting for a D&D campaign. Anyway, let's get on with Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. This book, which has dropped recently, has lots and lots to dig through. And I thought that today I would talk to you about a conversation that I had with a good friend of mine about some of the real hidden gems, hidden secrets that are in this book. The Wizard's Order of Scribes has a feature called the Awakened Spellbook. The Awakened Spellbook is a second level feature for the Order of Scribes, this new kind of school of magic for the wizards. And in it, there is one particular thing that I want to bring your attention to, but let's have a quick read to see what it's all about. Awakened Spellbook, second level Order of Scribes feature. Using specially prepared inks and ancient incantations passed down by your wizardly order, you have awakened an arcane sentience within your spellbook. While you are holding the book, it grants you the following benefits. You can use the book as a spell casting focus for your wizard spells. When you cast a wizard spell with a spell slot, you can temporarily replace its damage type with a type that appears in another spell in your spellbook, which magically alters the spell's formula for this casting only. The latter spell must be of the same level as the spell slot you expend. When you cast a wizard spell as a ritual, you can use the spell's normal casting time rather than adding 10 minutes to it. Once you use this benefit, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. If necessary, you can replace the book over the course of a short rest by using your wizardly quill to write arcane sigils in a blank book or a magic spellbook to which you're attuned. At the end of the rest, your spellbook's consciousness is summoned into the new book, which the consciousness transforms into your spellbook along with all its spells. If the previous book still existed somewhere, all the spells vanish from its pages. So, looking at this particular feature, there's a couple of things that I quite like. The idea of losing a spellbook for a wizard is always a little bit worrying, so it's nice that you can just, have your spellbook back pretty much no matter what. Also, casting rituals instantly is pretty cool. There's a couple of times that I've been playing where I've thought, oh, I wish this spell didn't take 10 minutes because, it's going to be like 1,000 rounds or something like that. But the big one is the ability to change the damage type of your spells in order to really take advantage of certain what's the opposite of resistances and immunities? It's vulnerability. So there's certain damage types which certain monsters are vulnerable to. And the classic example that I always think of is skeletons and bludgeoning damage. If you hit a skeleton with a mace or something that does bludgeoning damage, it doubles the amount of damage that it does. So you start just mowing through skeletons like they're not even there. Now, imagine being able to tailor the type of damage that you're doing to the monster that you're fighting. This brings some kind of, party combinations that could be very interesting. I'm thinking of the Monster Slayer that has a feature called Monster Sense, which allows it to know the vulnerabilities and resistances of the monsters that it's fighting. If then that Monster Slayer were to tell the wizard, hey, this is what's up, or if you end up multi-classing, that could be really, really, really interesting. So definitely one of the things that I found which are really cool. The next thing that I thought was really quite nice when I read it and when my friend told me about it was this new damage dealing cantrip, and that is called the Mind Sliver. So the Mind Sliver is an enchantment cantrip. It takes one action. It has a range of 60 feet. It has verbal components, and it lasts a round. And it says in the spell, you drive a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of one creature you can see within range. The target must succeed on an intelligence saving throw or take 1d6 psychic damage and subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw it makes before the end of your next turn. This spell's damage increases by 1d6 when you reach certain levels. 5th level, 2d6, 11th level, 3d6, and 17th level, 4d6. Damage dealing cantrips are always something that people always tend to talk about because there's not a lot of them, and it's something that you can do again and again and again. So there's really nice damage dealing cantrips, and there's ones which aren't that great. This would go in the awesome category. First of all, 1d6 psychic damage is great. Psychic damage is very rarely something that monsters have a resistance to, unless you're battling mind flayers and the like. But again, 1d6 psychic damage is very nice. Now, the other thing that is very nice is the fact that it scales as you go up in level. So it's not a cantrip that you would take and use a lot early on, but then later on, you're like, there's 20 other things that I can do that did more damage or are more useful. But in this case, I think it's great that it scales up. And finally, of course, it's the 1d4 subtraction to their next saving throw. Now, this is a great setup for example, the monk with their stunning strike. And basically you can help your team, your party, get rid of the monster faster, essentially, which I really, really like for a damage dealing cantrip. The other thing is intelligence saving throw. Most monsters probably won't have a very super high intelligence, so again, a nice one all round. Now, next up, we're going to dive into some of the feats that are in this book, and feats in general are one of the more exciting elements of the game. And so it's always fun and exciting to have new feats in a book. They give you the opportunity to really kind of personalize your character and make them how you want them to be and good at the things that you want them to be good at. Sometimes, honestly, I build a character and I have to take him to level 4 before, so that he'll get one of his feats to really feel like, okay, this is the character that I'm building. But there's some really good ones in here. Let's take a look at them. So first up is Slasher. Slasher, you've learned where to cut to have the greatest results, granting you the following benefits. Increase your strength or dexterity by 1 to a maximum of 20. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals slashing damage, you can reduce the speed of the target by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. When you score a critical hit that deals slashing damage to a creature, you grievously wound it. Until the start of your next turn, the target has disadvantage on all attack rolls. Now, I chose Slasher mostly because it's my favorite of the new kind of damage dealing feats that are in here, but you've also got Piercer, you've also got Crusher, and it's worth checking these out because they've got some really, really cool stuff. First off, having a +1 to a stat increase is really nice. Whenever you take a feat, it feels like a bit of a waste if you take one that doesn't give you that as well. It feels like you're taking half of something. Even though there are a few that I would argue, no, it's still worth taking that. But +1 to Dex is always great, increasing your initiative, having an impact on your AC and probably your to hit as well. I really like this feat. Reducing speed is nothing special, especially by 10 feet, but again, nice little bonus. The one is that I really like is the grievously wounding. Sometimes when you hit a critical, it can feel a little hollow. Because yes, you do lots of damage, but that's kind of it, right? But I like the fact that there's, this additional impact, which means that they have disadvantage on all their attack rolls, at least for until the start of your next turn. So in that sense, really nice balance to it. Like I say, check out the other weapon dealing ones, Piercer, Crusher, come to mind. But this one was pretty cool, I thought. Now, the next one is Skill Expert. Skill Expert, you have honed your proficiency with particular skills, granting you the following benefits. Increase one ability score of your choice by 1 to a maximum of 20. You gain proficiency in one skill of your choice. Choose one skill in which you have proficiency. You gain expertise with that skill, which means your proficiency bonus is doubled for an ability check you make with it. The skill you choose must be one that isn't already benefiting from a feature, such as expertise, that doubles your proficiency bonus. Again, lovely to get a +1 to an ability score, but in this case, we're looking at any of your choice, which makes this super, super flexible, whether you're a charisma spellcasting class or you're an intelligence artificer or wizard. Doesn't matter, you can put this wherever you want. Really nice. Extra proficiency is always very welcome. I like to be good at lots of different things when I play, just because you don't feel like you're in a box that, okay, you're the guy who picks the locks and that's all you're good at. But to have a wide-ranging number of skills, which is one of the reasons why I love the rogue. Another reason why I love the rogue is expertise. Getting expertise on a skill can make it absolutely crazy that you're super good at something while still being good at lots of other things. But I'm thinking of, for example, a Goliath barbarian who's proficient in athletics, and by the time they're level 4 or 5, they've probably got like a +10 because they're pumping a lot into their strength, and it's kind of what they're good at. So add expertise to that. I mean, you could be looking at +15 or something like that. So pretty sick. Another one is pairing it with another feat like Observant that gives you really, really high perception and could, again, bump you up to where nothing is ever going to not be perceivable by you. Finally, my last hidden secret, hidden little gem in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything is the Eldritch Adept feat. Eldritch Adept. Prerequisite, spellcasting or pact magic feature. Studying occult lore, you have unlocked Eldritch powers within yourself. You learn one Eldritch invocation option of your choice from the Warlock class. If the invocation has a prerequisite of any kind, you can choose that invocation only if you're a Warlock who meets the prerequisite. Whenever you gain a level, you can replace the invocation with another one from the Warlock class. Okay, so this one is like huge for me. The Warlock is one of my favorite classes, and a very, very large part of it is the Warlock invocations. And so the possibility of being able to take one for any character by taking this feat is really, really exciting. Now, there's lots of different options, which are super exciting. There are some restrictions. If you're not a Warlock and there's a Warlock prerequisite, such as being able to cast Eldritch Blast or, having certain pacts, then unfortunately you're not going to be able to take those. However, there's still lots of really, really good ones, including several that allow you to cast spells at will without using spell slots, such as Mask of Many Faces. This invocation gives you the Disguise Self spell at will. So imagine being a rogue assassin that can use Disguise Self at will and get off their Assassinate special feature, granting them a critical and their sneak attack damage and all of those things just at will. it's crazily cool, the potential for this. Also, another really great thing in it is the fact that you can swap your invocations if you feel that you've chosen wrong. Now, the way I picture using this with any characters that I might pick it with, I might pick one that would make sense for the character, and therefore I would likely stick with it. But just knowing that the option is there to change things, or for a certain power that you really identify to just disappear and have a cool in-story reason for, is really, really exciting. Thanks for joining us today, guys, as we discuss some of the hidden secrets in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. If there's anything else you'd like us to discuss about the book, please let us know in the comments below. What did you think of these little hidden gems? Is there anything that you might pick for your next character, for your next campaign? Once again, let us know in the comments below. Give us a like, smash that subscribe button, and as always, keep slaying. If you've enjoyed this content, then please smash that like button, subscribe, share this around online, and come and visit our website, www.lavictoriaproductions.com, to see all our past episodes, as well as our blog posts and all the stuff that we're currently working on at La Victoria Productions. Why not reach out to us and tell us what you think of our videos? You can reach us on Twitter. @MouthLaVictoria is our producer. We are also on Instagram. I am EnanoLVP, and our producer is Jazzy J. Cherot. We're also La Victoria Productions on Facebook and LinkedIn. Come on by and let us know what you think.